Okay, we're good.
Okie dokie. Good morning, guys. This is Top Tier Talk for, wow, I should have checked the calendar. What the heck? Monday, October 15th. So welcome. Hope you guys had a good weekend and have a big week planned, hopefully. I know we have a few new members on as well. So welcome to maybe your first Top Tier Talk. We're going to talk about a couple of things here this morning. Because there was a little conversation in the Skype room and I've had some conversations, kind of offline recently. I wanted to first just talk about some advertising options. Then Michael's going to talk kind of what he briefly talked about last week, talking about virtual PayPal credit cards, using them for Craigslist ads, among other things. So I'm interested to hear about that because I don't really know anything about it. And then John's going to talk about rehabbing your why, right? A lot of people get started, they're all excited, and then it doesn't take long sometimes for people to then forget why they got started, right? And, and that can happen for a variety of reasons. So John's going to talk a little bit about that. And then, of course, we'll open it up for questions, comments, that kind of thing. But first, I just wanted to talk kind of briefly about advertising because, everybody who's been on the team for, more than 5 minutes knows that we promote Craigslist as an initial form of advertising. It's easy to do. It's relatively inexpensive and it gets you talking to prospects right away. So it gets you, kind of throws you into the fire a little bit, but it's going to help to get you better and improve your skills at speaking with prospects, which ultimately is something you're going to need to know how to do. So, that's one method, but it's not the only method, and sometimes I think people forget that there's plenty of ways to advertise a business and it doesn't have to always be on the internet either. Okay. I mean, I get, I'll tell you just from me personally, I get some of my best leads from magazine ads, right? Running them in, paper magazines that are on the newsstands. And think about it this way: our target demographic, the makeup of our team, right? The people that this appeals to, trends, a little bit older, right? We're not bringing on a lot of 18-year-olds, right? This is a business that is, most of the people on our team are over 40 years old, and some of those people, especially the older ones, right, are still picking up newspapers. They're still picking up magazines. And, older people tend to have more money too. So, don't forget the old school, marketing, and don't feel like everything has to be done on the internet. It does not have to be. I'm going to revisit postcards. Okay. So postcards are another way. I do some pay-per-click. Okay. That starts to get a little more techy, but it's not as hard as it sounds. And don't forget about our lead warehouse. Let me just go over here real quick because I just bought a campaign last week, and I don't remember what it was called.
Advertising clicks to website, right there.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so they call it exactly what it is. I bought 200 clicks to my website. What that means is, What that means is the company is sending out what's called a solo ad or an email, or maybe multiple emails, I'm not really sure, to their database of people who are looking to start a home business, right, that they generate mostly online. And 200 of them, this is what I paid for, 200 of them are going to click to go to my capture page. Now, they're not all going to become leads because not everybody opts into the capture page. Figure 20 to 25% probably should. I got 28% on mine. So I got 47 leads opting into my capture page. So now they're in my autoresponder. They're going to start receiving follow-up emails, and we'll see what happens, right? But I'm hoping a couple of them raise their hand and at least want to talk. And that's how that works. So it's, kind of really simple advertising. All you do is put your capture page here and pay them, and the campaign just starts. And so really simple. And of course, don't forget about buying the interview leads too. Talk to them, kind of just like Craigslist. Let me go back over here real quick. And then there's email solo ads you can purchase. So there's, the point of this is not to do a training on each one, just to tell you that there's plenty of different ways to advertise, take into account your budget, of course. And, but, just don't feel like Craigslist is the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
And one other thing I just wanted to point out, Ben put something in the Skype room over the weekend, and it's really true, I think. Try to, before you place an ad in a Craigslist market in a city, right? Take a look and make sure that there's not other PNG ads, at least on the first page. I mean, it's fine if they're there somewhere, but just try not to stack them right on top of each other. I looked at one market, I think it was Atlanta or something, and there was like 3 of them within the first 15 posts, or 3 people from our team. So, you're kind of diluting the pool of prospects there, I think. So, just do that. You don't have to, but it makes sense.
Yeah, and the way you do that for people that may not understand it is you just have to go to the map and pick that area and go to the sales division first and go take a look at it and scan that first page. And you may have to click on the subject area if you're not sure if it's one of our type ads,
Yeah, but you can kind of tell normally.
Mostly, yeah.
Most of the time if it's one of ours or not, but it just makes sense to do that, I think.
It's for your benefit too, so.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Before we go off of generating leads and so forth, there were some questions about Corey. And by the way, if you haven't seen his video yet, send the team room, take a look at it. And it's not just from the sales, but how he affirms the Prosperity Nexus group, why he came here. But just to share a little bit, Corey has been very successful in internet marketing and in other opportunities, and he's built great relationships with people, and some of the sales that he has generated has come as a result of that warm market type activity. So don't forget about that. John in particular has been very, very successful with warm market, and those are free leads, those no cost, no advertising. So and that's a big part of what Corey has been able to tap into. He absolutely loves what we have here. He looked around a lot before he decided to join with us. That ought to be very exciting and really encouraging to you that you're here. And he's making hay because we have what we have and we do what we say we're going to do. So just bear that in mind as you're engaging your business. And that's coming from somebody that didn't even know who we were a couple weeks ago, well, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So there you go. He's checked out our competition. He went all over the place looking for an alternative after he was in a business opportunity that basically cratered. So there you go. Just that's the rest of the story, so to speak. So
yeah, and I think, Steve, if I'm not wrong, we still have, it hasn't been that old, but I know we have a warm market training that I did. Yeah. So I would advise people to go take a look at that recording because it explains how to go after your warm market. Like I've got 2 or 3 people on my team that are a little low on bucks, and I'm trying to convince them. A lot of people have considerations about the warm market. Oh, I want to go to these people, but there's a way to do it where you don't really have any downside, nothing, 0 downside. So you might want to look at that training.
Yeah, here's I don't know, you can still see my screen, but here it is, warm market marketing.
There it is.
And if you click there, I don't know where this is going to bring me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
How to recruit your warm market. There's a whole training on it. So, and there's 2 types of warm market, I suppose. Corey's going after people that, and John has in the past as well, people that have been involved in business opportunities, so multi-level marketing, network marketing, you know, stuff like ours. And obviously those people are maybe a little bit better warm market, right? So if you've ever been in a business opportunity before, but you know, this is going to show you how to approach, you know, just regular warm people, you know, doesn't matter what their background is. So yeah, check it out. We did this probably a couple months ago, so it's still pretty fresh.
Yeah, and I agree that going to family may not, don't think that warm market means you have to go to your family. I don't go to any of my family. I wouldn't even recommend having that arbitrary, because if they don't do good, that's not good. But other than family is what we're really talking about.
Right. Yep. And particularly too, you know, I mean, you know, you go to, I know when I used to still go to a dry cleaner, my dry cleaner, obviously he was an entrepreneur. He owned a dry cleaner, right? So that's a business owner. That's a great prospect. Unfortunately for me, he was already in a network marketing business, right? So he was already doing it. So somebody got to him before I did. But, you know, those small business owners, those, you know, franchise owners, you know, they're great because they're very open-minded. They're always looking for ways to make money, and they're entrepreneurial. You know, so that's a perfect prospect.
You don't underestimate somebody you know that you may think doesn't need the money. Like I had a guy went to his chiropractor, and his chiropractor, while he was adjusting, was moaning about how he didn't have any life. So he gave him a card. And, you know, we do have a section on business cards and drop cards, and the card was, hey, check this out. You never know.
Yep, there you go. Business cards and drop cards. Hey, just one last thing, and then I'm going to turn it over to Michael. But, you know, I know, especially when people get started with us, you know, we're like, hey, here's this website, here's this website, here's this website. It can make people's, you know, brains fry. So I tried to, I don't know why we didn't think of this sooner, but I put a link to our marketing system right on the training site. So if you want to access your prosperitynexus.net, all you got to do is click this, and it's going to take you right to the login screen.
Genius idea, Steve. Why didn't we think of that before?
It only took us like almost 5 years to think of that, but we have finally.
Yeah.
You know? So
There you go.
So you know, prosperitynexus.com really is your main go-to site anyway. But you know, if you want to check out your leads or whatever, you can literally just get there from here. So,
Cool.
All right, enough said by me. Michael, I'm going to stop sharing.
Hey, Michael, can I say something? This is Bruce, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, hi, this is Bruce, everybody. I just wanted to touch on on Corey just a second. Corey just eats and sleeps this. He has a passion for it, and he's doing well. But Corey, I'm his sponsor. But let me tell you, about Warm Market, you know, I made a $10,000 sale on a Warm Market, and it works. And also, John has said before about follow-ups. You follow up with these people is so valuable, and so do your follow-ups. And also on Warm Markets, just the other day, I was up at a cabin, barely had internet. I made a sale from my cabin, and but also while I was up there, I just got on Facebook, my personal Facebook, took a picture of me at the cabin. And I just, all I said was, hey, I started a new business. This is fantastic. I'm at my cabin. I just made a $3,500 sale, and that's all I did. And that was free. And I didn't ask for people to comment, but I had 4 people comment for more information. And 3 of these people that commented were pastors. And but it's pretty neat. That was free, so I got 4 leads that want more information. I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's awesome.
Fantastic, Bruce. That's awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, about Corey, you know, he just has a passion for it. And set your goal. You know, I set a goal for 3 months. I mean, for 3 sales this month, and I got one over the weekend. I'm supposed to close one to a young lady that's a manager of a retail store in like, you know, these leaders here say, you know, if you people that are in retail, that are in management or own small businesses, hey, some of them, they'll respond to this. So I just want to put my 2 cents in there.
No, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, and congrats on a good weekend. Yeah, one of the things I forgot, showing the advertising page is social media, right? Because a lot of people on the team just don't do it. So we don't push social media like a lot of other business opportunities maybe do. But geez, I mean, if you're on Facebook, for God's sakes, or if you're on LinkedIn, it's a great, and it's, you can do it for free.
There you go. All right, well, let's do this real quick. I mentioned a couple of times, and John mentioned we might want to show it, and so we decided to show you. I use PayPal prepaid card for almost anything I do online, but especially for buying Craigslist ads. And I set it up on purpose. As I mentioned before, I got ghosted from Craigslist back a few years ago and couldn't use it for a couple of years. And one of the things they link to your account is your credit card numbers. So what I did was I got a PayPal debit prepaid card, and you can get one anywhere from Walmart or CVS, wherever they sell prepaid cards. You can pick one up and then register it to your PayPal account, and then you can automatically transfer funds from your normal PayPal account to your prepaid account online. And I'll see if I can't just show you. Let's see here. Yeah,
well, Michael, that's different. Like I have a regular PayPal business debit card, so
this is not the same. This is different.
Right.
This is one that you can pick up, and you can link it to your normal PayPal account, which I have done, and then you can. I'm not going to click on all these buttons because I don't want to give personal stuff here, but you can link it. You can actually move money from your normal PayPal balance into your prepaid PayPal account. And what's really, really cool about it, what I love about it almost more than anything, is you can set up virtual cards. And you can see this menu item down here, and hopefully I'm still logged in. Yeah, I am. And this is what they look like. You can create them on the fly just by clicking this button right here. I can create a brand new card and use that for online transactions and or Craigslist, whatever you want to do. I use it for personal personal identity protection, as well as for purchasing anything online that I do these days. I can create them on the fly, and I've got several of them activated here. And here's one that's expired that I haven't closed yet because I was doing some things with it. But you can, if you get a card that's been compromised, or you have a difficulty with Craigslist, they seem to be a little more active these days about monitoring accounts for whatever reason. You can physically just create a new. If I click this now, it's going to log me off because this page has been sitting here for a while. But all I have to do if I want to create a new card is just click this button, and it instantly creates a new card. See there, I told you.
And that's available right away to use that card.
It's available instantly to use that card, use that prepaid card.
And if you have nothing in your PayPal account, it will it'll default to the bank account.
Well, no, it will not. You have to. Let me just show you here real quick. Okay, it's like I said, it's tied. You can tie it. You don't have to, but you can tie it to your normal PayPal account, and then you can fill the card with. See, for example, I've got $17.86 in there right now. Is all. If I want to, you can see some of the transactions I've done on Craigslist here. You just have to move money in. Like here's a transfer that I made to do. That transfer came out of my PayPal account. So they're linked. They're great. You also have a hard prepaid card that you have, along with if you've got a normal PayPal business debit. So it gives you some options, and there may be other options out there. But
can you link these to your PayPal credit the credit line?
No, you can pull from your PayPal credit line into your debit account. Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can definitely do that. And
that's like pulling from your bank account too.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
yep,
to do
you can pull from your bank. You can do whatever. Well, here's the move money deal here. You can move it from bank. You can move it from PayPal. You can load money in it from reload locations if you want to. So.
But if you do it from your bank account, it's got the normal lag that it takes to get it.
Yeah. But from your PayPal account, it's instant.
Instantly, right? Okay.
It's absolutely instant.
Okay.
So all that to say, it's an option. I started using it because I didn't want to get wiped out by Craigslist again. And what has happened is it's a great identity protection mechanism as well, as far as getting your account. And I know all of us have had our accounts stolen from time to time, all of us. And if you haven't, you will. So if you do this, and if your account gets compromised for whatever reason, you just shut it down. I mean, you can do it right online like I was showing you. You can just shut it right down and kill it and start a new one. So there you go. Anyway.
Great stuff.
Enough of that.
Cool.
But,
thanks. All right, Johnny boy.
All right, can I hit share now? Did you unshare it?
Well, let me stop share. Now you can.
All right, share. Well, I can't get to my, here we go. I got my screen up, but what's going on the share? Can you see my screen or not?
No.
No.
What the heck is going on here? All right, share. Good, now we go to this. Can you see it now?
It's coming.
I think it's coming up. There we go.
All right, great. This is a great thing to get into, to segue from talking about Bruce and Michael talking about Corey. Now, I haven't met Corey yet, and I'm sure I will, but from seeing his success and hearing about his passion, this is probably one of the most critical things to anybody's success, because there is mindset, which includes your desire, your passion, and the way you think and your why and why you want to achieve it. And then there's the mechanics of the business. The mechanics of the business is basically your income producing actions, your consistency on filling up your funnel and the number of follow-up questions and answer, and your lead generation. That's the mechanics of the business. But without what I call senior to that, your mindset, sometimes a lot of people go through a lot of actions and still wonder why things aren't happening. So I had put together in a course I had done a bit of a little formula that I wanted to go through. So we were talking about how important your why is. So DMP is an acronym, if you can see here, that stands for your why, which is your definite major purpose. What's your major goal that you have stated that you want to achieve, which is one of the main reasons, if not the main reasons, you got into this business, right? So that is your why. BD stands for burning desire. I mean, what good is it if you have a great goal, but you're totally apathetic about, yeah, well, I don't really think I can achieve it, and I hope this business will work for me, and maybe it will, maybe it won't. Well, that's not much of a burning desire. Burning desire is defined as your intensity, your urgency, and like I think Bruce just said that Corey has this passion. To me, it's almost an obsessive thing, and not a bad obsession, but there's nothing wrong. If you have passion for something and you're obsessed with that, that's a good thing, because that creates the intensity. And then CM stands for the correct mindset, which is your unstoppable. I think we did a training on this, never give up faith and belief in yourself and the business and in your definite major purpose. And then, of course, the last thing is the competence. You should be studying your back office and working with your sponsor, and on a daily basis, your skill set and knowledge of the business should be getting better and better if you're working it, right? So back to the first couple of them, rehabbing your why is what this is about. First of all, you want to look at what your major goal was, and rehabbing it means putting attention units on it again and looking at it and closing your eyes and envision what your life would be like if you had achieved that. What would your friends be doing? How would your family react? How would it be going to bed at night if you were making, let's say your major goal was to not have any more stress about money and make $10,000 a month and be able to do X, Y, and Z, and you state that someplace. I always tell people, hey, get it out of your head, print it up, type it up, have it by your bedside before you go to bed at night, put your attention on it. So as you're falling asleep, instead of worrying about something, you're actually thinking about achieving your major goal, your major blueprint with this business. That's a great way to fall asleep. You wake up in the middle of the night, think about it if you can. If you're not too sleepy, get up in the morning. During the day, if you have a couple setbacks, look at your why. Rehabbing means rehabilitating that why, because if that why gets covered up by normal life problems and trivia and trials and tribulations and all that kind of stuff, you'll forget why you're even doing this business, and you won't have that interest. Now, the burning desire is an important part of that why, because as I said, you have to have that urgency to achieve it. I have not met one person that's really successful in a performance-based business, or even sports, which is performance-based, that doesn't have passion and intensity. If you don't have the passion and intensity, that's why you have to relook or rehab your why and envision what your life would be like if you had achieved that. That'll get you excited again, which of course recreates the passion. And that's exactly what we mean by rehabbing. And then of course the mindset is a part of this whole thing. Those first three things are really three separate things from one idea. Is you have to have that never give up kind of faith and belief in the business, in yourself, in achieving that why. So these are three important things to your success. Anytime I go to try to help somebody that's struggling in this business, before I even get into the daily actions of what they're doing, because there are statistics that you want to achieve. We already discussed how many leads a month you should try to get through your system, and you should talk to a minimum of 5 people a day and have 7 or 8 follow-ups a week. Those things are crucial. But in order for those to happen, if you don't have a major why, whatever it is, and a burning desire and the unstoppable mindset, then you'll probably never get that competent, and you won't do. It's like, remember the old be, do, have. You have to be successful in your mind in order to then back it up with the correct income producing actions, which is the do, in order to create your success, which is the have. So hopefully that might just orient people to understand and how to break down their why. So to review, look at your why, state it, and it should be major. There's a famous expression, if your why is big enough, everything happens. If your why is really teeny, you're probably not going to have that much of a burning desire to achieve it. So by all means, create an ideal why. What would your lifestyle be like if you achieved X? And that's probably your why, whatever it is. The burning desire will happen if your why is big enough, and it'll help you be unstoppable, because what is life about? About achieving your goals and passions. So anyway, that's anything you guys want to add to that before we open it up to some questions?
No, I mean, I think that basically says it all. A big thing for me, I think, and it's always helped me right from the day one when I got involved in this industry and knew absolutely nothing about it, like a lot of you, right? Back in 2009 is having a belief in yourself, right? Like, we have a good system in place. We have a great business model, and you know, it's proven by people making money with it, right? So there's no reason that you can't also, and it just comes down to a lot of it is having belief in yourself, I think, because the belief in yourself is going to make you never quit, and it's going to make you keep plugging away. And when something negative happens, you know, when a prospect says no to you, which believe me, it will happen, right? It happens all the time. You know, it's not going to, it's not going to devastate you to the point where you can't then continue operating your business and moving forward. So that's a big one for me. Anything else, guys? You guys can open up your mics too. I think we have a chat here. Oh, David said, thanks for that, John.
You're welcome. Yeah, what Steve said is really important. That is what that CM is, correct mindset, having that unwavering, unstoppable, never give up faith and belief in yourself and that definite major purpose, which is your why. Any other questions or anybody want to make even a comment about this?
Okay. Are we all good on advertising, marketing?
Or yeah, any part of what we discussed today?
Anything?
Is there anybody on this call?
Hello.
Yeah.
Anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yeah.
This is Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Oh, hey, Paul.
Yeah. Hey, question on the pay Craigslist, just to refresh my memory on the pay Craigslist. Once you pay it and let it sit, it'll sit out there for 30 days, but you can't refresh it and bring it up to the top when you like the non-paid one. Is that correct?
Yeah, you have to repost it to put it back up there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do that more than once a week.
No, I understand. Cool. Boom.
Anybody else on advertising, rehabbing your why, virtual credit cards, PayPal cards, or any other aspect of the business before we start our great week?
Just a question.
Yeah, Go ahead.
If you're going to reboot the ad, I mean, how long? You'd said something about a week. I mean, would you let a month go by before you put the same ad up again, or something like that, in the same location?
Well, you could. It depends on how it's pulling. If you're, I use once I get an ad, I use that same ad a lot. Maybe I might make a tweak in the compensation or the subject, but I don't usually go back to that area right away. But if it's still pulling good and it's a big market, I definitely would go back.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Like give it a month or something like that, or give it a month or 2 months and go back to it.
Again, depends how it's doing.
Yeah. I mean, if you're crushing it, man, do it in 2 weeks.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yep.
Paul again, question, are you there?
Yeah.
So last week I got two hits where people left a message off the ad, which I started in about 7 days. So within 7 days I had two. In comparison with numbers, what's your take on that?
Was that one ad?
Yeah, one ad I got two voice messages.
In a small market?
Small market? No, it was in Las Vegas.
Oh. That's probably a little weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But long-term trends, three leads per ad is it averages out. I one time in Vegas had 11 in 4 days, and then I had 0 one time.
Yeah.
In LA for 3 months, I advertised in LA where I live, and I had 1. And then I had done an ad in LA in 3 months, and I took out an ad in LA, and I had 7. But if I average it out, it seems like a Craigslist ad averages out to be 3 or 4 when you take its trend, because sometimes it's 0 and 1, sometimes it's 7, 8, and 9. They don't seem to be as high as they used to be, though.
And that comes back. Well, yeah. I mean, I'd say if you're getting 3 to 5 appointments and or voice messages, if you're using 800 link, that's good. Less than that would be kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But that also goes to take a look and make sure that 3 ads down isn't another PNG member, because people are gonna they can kind of figure it out that, oh, this is the same thing. I just talked to this guy and I don't want to do it or whatever, So just kind of, same thing. Take a look and just make sure that.
There are a lot of variables. Yeah, like Steve just said, the time of the day you take the ad out. I like to take them out late at night or very early in the morning if I'm up. And then the next time I would take them out is at maybe around dinner time in the market that you're taking it out. I found that in the middle of the day, they can actually get lost very quickly if the market's too big.
Yep.
Guys, I hate to do this, but I'm controlling the recording. I have got a major leak. I have got to go here.
Okay.
We've got unbelievable rain hitting us.
All right.
Sorry about that, but
Good luck with the leak.
yeah, thanks.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Take care.